packaged and the receiver gets them, I think it just adds an additional layer of something to something. Hey y'all, it's PS Love Jess of PreeminentSoul.com, and I am here today to talk to you all about packaging. The impact that packaging can have on your business, be it small like mine or large, is really invaluable. It is important that you spend time really considering or thinking through how you want your products, your merchandise to be packaged. Packaging introduces your brand to your customer or your consumer before they even actually see whatever it is that they purchased. So just you taking an item and throwing it into a bag, one, is selling yourself short, and we'll talk about why. And two, doesn't really excite the customer or the consumer, and doesn't really make them feel like, I think it actually detracts from the product. So really take some time and think through and invest in the kinds of packaging that you think will help promote your business. In addition to packaging looking nice, it is also an extra or an added layer of branding. So I'm going to show you some of my packaging today. And with this packaging, you will see how it is a built-in layer of kind of branding. I think that that's important, especially for me. I am just starting out, a little over a month my business has been live. So brand recognition and name recognition is important. So anytime I can kind of weave in Preeminent Soul and my logo into something that I am sending to someone else is going to be vital for my success as I move forward. So today I'm going to show you a few of my dress accessory items and then one additional piece of my packaging as well. We will start out with my hatband packaging. So all of my packaging, particularly for my dress accessories, is uniformed. So even the hatbands that are on my website, if you all go to PreeminentSoul.com and you see the hatbands that go around the fedora, it's just a small band, right? But it is packaged. I always wanted to do that, LOL. It is packaged nicely. So it has Preeminent Soul, has my website, it has kind of our mission statement is what I'll call it. And it is nicely packaged. Even though it is a small accessory, I still wanted it to be packaged nicely so that when people receive it, they don't feel like, oh, Jessica just threw a hatband into a poly mailer and sent it to me. That doesn't necessarily, not even necessarily, that doesn't feel good. And it also doesn't, it detracts again from what I think the value of your potential piece of merchandise is. So in the same vein, my pocket square packaging is also similar. Brand information, the mission statement, are our kind of general affirmation on the back as well with my information. And as you can see, there's a window here where you can see the lapel flower. And then again, with my pocket square packaging, my bow tie packaging, and my necktie packaging. So I wanted all of this to be uniform. I like continuity. So again, all of my dress accessories look very similar. They all have the same information on them. So when the receiver gets them, they feel like, oh wow, like Preeminent Soul, they are serious about their business. And I for sure am serious about my business, and I want people to know that, not only in the quality of the merchandise that I'm selling, but also through the packaging as well. Now, some things that you want to consider when you're thinking through packaging is how you are going to be mailing these things. So I will tell you, with my necktie packaging, I didn't consider it initially, and it is cutting it very, very close to not being able to fit in an envelope that I can send through USPS. It fits and I can send it, but when I reorder these, I will probably shave half an inch to maybe even an inch off of them, because if I had actually gone any longer, I would have only been able to send this in a box, and that would have been more expensive to mail. So take that into consideration when you're thinking through packaging. How is it that you are going to mail your merchandise? The rest of these fit comfortably in a poly mailer, which is what I use. I know that some people do like customized poly mailers or customized boxes or even customized tape to seal the boxes, and I think that that's fantastic. I chose not to do that, especially starting out, because once my brand is more recognizable, because I'm a small business, I just didn't want to take that chance. I didn't want to add any kind of layer of enticement or curiosity for anyone who might see it and say, oh, Preeminent Soul, I saw this ad on Instagram, and then get curious about what's in the box. And then that creates a whole nother set of problems for me and potentially a consumer. So my poly mailers, my boxes are nondescript. And I actually don't use the post office boxes. I do have boxes that I use, just plain boxes that I purchase to ship things in. So along the lines of things that you also want to consider, I have a few items that are large, specifically my snapbacks and my fedoras. So those automatically have to be shipped in boxes. And because my snapbacks and my fedoras are placed in a box, I wanted to make sure that I considered like the elements, right? So if it is being shipped to a place that is raining or snowy or whatever the case may be, how can I make sure that my merchandise does not get wet or damaged? So for those items, I have these biodegradable baggies, and these are also an additional layer of branding. So if I were to receive a bag like this, I probably wouldn't throw it in the trash. I would keep it to put other things inside of it because it's a good bag. It has like the zipper. This one is for snapbacks, but it has Preeminent Soul, excellence from the inside out, and then my website. And so someone receives this and they take their fedora out of it or they take their snapback out of it and they keep this. If other people see it, they might get curious and decide to visit my website, which is exactly what I want. So when someone purchases a snapback or a fedora, they go inside of one of these. Because my other packages that I showed you all today can fit into a bubble mailer, I don't put them in these. But if someone purchases a snapback or a fedora in addition to one of the items that I just showed you, then I'll just stick them all in here because it can fit. I really like these. And again, it just adds an extra layer of kind of branding and name recognition because people will reuse these. If you are interested or if you are going to really consider doing packaging for your brand and your products, of course, I would encourage that. But I would also encourage you to not feel overwhelmed with how much it may cost. So I have spent what feels like quite a bit of money on packaging. But when I divide the amount of envelopes or bags that I've received times the amount of merchandise that I have that will go in the bags, it really works out to be like cents, you know. Maybe a couple of them are closer to $1, but I actually don't even think that that's true. So it will kind of feel like, or it may kind of feel like a very large lump sum up front, but don't let that discourage you. And also don't forget, and I mentioned this in a previous video, to make sure that you include your packaging when you're thinking about how you're going to price your product. So these packages that I've shown today are just a few of the ways that I package Preeminent Soul items. And maybe I'll do another video on some of my other items because I do have some cool packaging for my sunglasses. And then I do some, not necessarily packaging, but tags, like hang tags and things like that for my headbands, for my snapbacks, for my fedoras. So maybe I'll do a part 2 to this and show you all kind of how that works. So if you're interested, or if you've already started a small business, or you're revamping your business, or whatever the case may be, really take some time to think about your packaging. Think about what you would want to receive as a consumer that will make you feel like, wow, I paid X amount of dollars for this, but I really feel like I'm getting my money's worth, right? This is the packaging really is only a value add. And I think that as entrepreneurs, as business owners, as future entrepreneurs, you always want to consider, how can things be a value add to your business? And actually the feedback that I've gotten from people so far is that they really enjoy the packaging, and they like that the kind of the declaration slash affirmation is on the back of the boxes. And so that's good to hear, because I have some really cool ideas about how I want to move forward in the future once I am done using all of what I have now, which I think will be really cool and really neat and really kind of align with ultimately like my mission of my brand. But yeah, as always, if you have any questions, you can definitely drop down in the comments and let me know. We'll wrap up this video on packaging, and I hope it was informative. I hope that you all can take something from this and use it towards your business. Or if you are looking to start a business, it will help you kind of shape or think about how you want to represent your product to consumers, because that is important. You all have a good day. Bye.